This is the bottom-up analysis spreadsheet. Just thought I would talk through it and how to prepare it. So you can run a number of different scenarios on ultimately the target profit that you want to achieve. So in this example, we're targeting a profit of $150,000, estimated overheads $280,000, and an average gross profit at either 50 or 55%. To then go, how much sales do we need to generate to achieve that $150,000? So in this case, it's 860, and in this one here with a change in gross profit, it's 781,000, so it's a reduction of 78,000. In terms of where these numbers come from, I thought I'd jump into Xero and run a profit and loss report. So in the demo company here, if you go accounting reports, or if you've saved it as a favorite, it'll be down there. But you go to reports, profit and loss. I suggest when you do this, you're going to want to run it for the full financial year. You can do it weekly or monthly in terms of how much you need to generate in sales, week, month, 6 monthly, whatever you want to do. So we go last financial year, compare it to the last couple of years, update. The demo company data is not the best, but you can see here we've got sales, cost of sales, and operating expenses. So this operating expenses section here is what is referred to as the fixed overheads or estimated overheads here. Now, it would pay to review this to make sure that there's nothing that should be reclassified as potentially cost of sales. So in other words, an account that's included in this section and moved up to here. I've done a separate video on updating Xero reporting. If you need that, let me know. But essentially here we can see that our overheads are $16,500 and then $12,000 in each of those years. That just shows where the information comes from, but for your business it could be slightly different. So if we're using that data, you'd put the $16,000 in there. What I'd suggest is if you're, say, targeting a profit of $275,000, and we put the same profit in there, and then to do that, we're currently running overheads of 280,000, but to achieve that we need to ramp up our overheads. We're going to incur some more costs. We might take on some more people or some part-timers or computer equipment or another motor vehicle. Costs might go up in order to achieve that. So our overheads might go to, let's say, $320,000. Could be that we're increasing advertising costs or something like that, and our average gross profit is 50% based on actual. So to work out gross profit, you take your gross profit, which is that figure there, and divide it by your sales, and then multiply it by 100 and divide it by 1. That will give you a percentage in decimal terms that then you need to put in the spreadsheet, and it'll convert it to a percentage. And after you've put all that data in the green cells, it'll give you your sales. Now, to illustrate here, if you change your average gross profit to 55%, so we increase it 5%, it'll show the change in sales required. So we need to sell less by squeezing 5% more out. So it's $108,000. That's a great example there of going and playing around. Well, if we squeeze to 52%, we only need 1.1 million. If GP was to drop to 48, what do we need to do? 1.8. If that is then 50, and if our overheads actually blew out and became 420,000, whoops, what does it need to become? 1.3 million. So there's a great little flex tool here that you can play with. So that's the bottom up section. What I've done here down the bottom is flipped it and gone, if you forecast your sales at a particular level, and you know what your target gross profit is, what would be the your target gross profit? What's going to be the forecast overall profit? Now, this is taking the estimated overheads from up here. So let's say we want sales of $1 million. Kiwis just love to achieve $1 million in sales. And we're going to do GP of 50% if we can squeeze that to 55% over there. Noting the overheads that we're going to generate here, what do those numbers need to look like? If we take that back and go, hang on a minute, those are a bit high because the business is different, what is the number below now changed to? There we go. If you turn over $1 million a year and your gross profit's 50% and you're running $150,000 of overheads, you're going to make $350,000. So the green cells are your data cells, the orange ones are the outputs. You can play around with how these are all mixed up and have a play around with it, see what it comes up with. If you need a hand or anything with it, let us know. We'd be happy to help.